Hey guys, Jason here again with the Weekly Winningham Word. Just reaching out to you. I hope you guys are doing well as we continue to do school a little bit differently. I know we're getting close to summer and you guys are excited about that, and so am I. And as we get close to summer, I wanted to talk a little bit about summer reading. If you want to take just a minute and type into the comments down below, maybe tell me who your favorite author is or what your favorite book is, so I can look into some new reading for myself as well. One of the things that I do is I'm always trying to read one fiction and one nonfiction book at the same time, so I can always be reading. So what I wanted to talk to you guys about today is my favorite author and the series of books that he has written. So my favorite author is a guy named Terry Brooks, and the first time I ever heard of him, I was in 6th grade, and I went to the library with my parents. I was looking just for any book to get, just to do some leisurely reading, and I came across this book called Wizard at Large by Terry Brooks. And this is part of a series called the Magic Kingdom of Landover series. And it's, if you like Lord of the Rings, then you would like this type of book. This is kind of a fantasy genre. And so that's what introduced me to Terry Brooks, and I found the Magic Kingdom of Landover series. But then I was also introduced to another series of his called the Shannara series. So since I was in 6th grade, I started reading those books, and I've stayed with it my entire life. And in fact, I actually really still enjoy them. I collect all the first editions as soon as they come out, and I've developed quite an extensive library of Terry Brooks novels that I will share with you. So if you were going to pick up this series and start reading it, you would start with a few of the ones that I don't actually have that are called the Word and Void series, and there were 3 books in that series called Running with the Demon, A Night of the Word, and Angel Fire East. And if you follow that timeline, you start to get into a bridge series where he connects the Word and the Void with the Shannara series. This is called Armageddon's Children, and the Genesis of Shannara series. Moving on through to the Legend of Shannara. And then that actually gets into the Shannara series. So he bridged the gap with the first King of Shannara. Here we have the first book that he wrote was actually The Sword of Shannara in this series. And he wrote The Sword of Shannara, The Elfstones, and The Wish Song of Shannara. So there's 3 books in that series. And then he wrote a short story that came out in this book called Legends, and it takes off after the end of the Wish Song, and it's about a 1-chapter short story to continue that narrative. So then we get into the Heritage of Shannara. This is actually a 4-book volume right here, and I have those 4 books as well. But this is the Heritage of Shannara. This is my favorite of the books in the series, is the Heritage, starting with the Scions and the Druid, Elf Queen, and the Talismans of Shannara. And then he started into a series called The Voyage of the Gerald Shannara, which was a 3-book series with the Isle Witch, Anthrax, and Morgwar. His next series is called The High Druid of Shannara. So you can see the books that are in that series. Another 3-book series. And then we keep following the timeline. You can see I have quite an extensive bunch of these books. Going to the Dark Legacy of Shannara. And there's 3 books in that series. And then The Defenders of Shannara. Again, a 3-book series. And then his most recent is The Fall of Shannara. And there's 4 books in that series. And I have the first 3, and then the 4th hasn't come out yet. So those are the most popular ones, are the Shannara series. And then going back over to where it all started for me, the Magic Kingdom of Landover. This was the first book in that series. Magic Kingdom for Sale Sold. The Black Unicorn. Wizard at Large, which was my first book that I read of his. The Tangle Box. Witch's Brew is one that I don't have, and I'm looking for it. And then The Princess of Landover. So I'm always looking for these books when I go to garage sales, or if I go to used bookstores or places like that. Still looking for them. I would love to get the Sword of Shannara series, but looking on eBay, they range at about $400 a pop for a first edition. So probably going to have to wait on that one for a while. So there's a little insight into me and some of the fiction that I like to read. Take a minute, write in the comments down below and tell me what you like to read. Tell me who your favorite author is so I can investigate and maybe I'll find my new favorite author. Hey, hope you guys are doing great, and we'll catch you next time on the Winningham Weekly Word.